Hey, I just want to give a little forward here and clarify that this video is going to be a collection of my Schizo Rivals shorts that I posted recently. Call it part one or so. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is going to be a regular kind of thing that I do on the channel, since I'm still kind of feeling out what I want to do with it and what actually manages to get views around here. So if you enjoy these shorts or end up liking the collection of the 9 I have, then you go ahead and comment, share, subscribe afterwards to let me know. More importantly, let the algorithm know that you enjoyed it. God, I really hate begging in the intro. Well, that's all I think I have for right now. Enjoy these hysteria-induced hero concepts.
Total
Scroll.
annihilation. Kill.
Scroll.
Behead.
Scroll.
Roundhouse kick him
Scroll.
into the concrete.
This is Schizophrenic Marvel Rivals concepts, where I yell my hysteria-riddled half-thoughts into the void. Today we have Ryder from the extremely minor scroll kill crew team of Murderous Freaks. If you want to know more about him, related video. But for a quick rundown of who they are, these are Skrulls. These guys kill Skrulls. And Ryder kills Skrulls the hardest of all. Ryder himself has incredibly diverse shapeshifting abilities, mostly favoring transforming his arms into massive guns and cannons for
Maximum damage!
To this end, Ryder is a bulky tank with his main fire being a Gatling gun hand that spews continuous righteous justice against all Skrulls in front of you. In addition to this, he also has what all good tanks need. Movement, a shield. This being a mid-sized shield that can absorb damage and convert it back into ammo for your primary fire, completely negating the need to reload. Good and simple so far, but the real spice with this moveset is the first ability, which allows you to copy a selected character's primary fire, replacing your own main gun with theirs. This can be simply undone by reactivating the ability. The two other abilities are just to help your survivability. God knows the battle medic Luna and Adam on your team aren't helping. First being the ability to pull a burger out of your back pocket and eat it to restore 25% of your max HP. A scroll burger, to be specific. I cannot recommend this comic enough. The last main ability is just to turn your dreads into snake appendages that automatically attack any enemy that gets close to you from any angle. For some team-ups, fuck, I gotta change all these to fit the new system. God damn you, Netties! God damn you! Blade gives Ryder a powerful melee attack where he mimics Blade's sword and inflicts anti-heal to all enemies he cuts, which can be enhanced to give you and nearby allies temporary shields, while enemies are inflicted with anti-heal. Another one would be with Venom giving Ryder the ability to throw out a scroll burger that will heal teammates. Just don't tell them what it's made of. The enhanced effect giving your Dread Snakes the passive effect of speeding up the cooldown on your burger-related abilities when they deal damage.
.uk.
Man, I hate Spider-Man players.
I'm going to die.
Let's add 3 more of them. First, a tanky spider Brent with a weird skill set, Spider UK, acting in this game as a version of him from the comics as a multiversal protector. Real bang-up job, by the way. With slightly more Captain Britain aspects added in, he's obviously going to play pretty similar to regular Peter Parker, as seen best with his main fire being a 3-punch combo, but this one ending with a spin kick that knocks back all near him if all 3 punches in the combo land. After this, he has a small personal shield like Rogue, this one mainly being used to recharge his Dimensional Walker ability as it blocks more damage. Dimensional Walker allows you to target one enemy and instantly teleport both of you into an alternate dimension that's the same stage that you're currently on, but with no other players, also preventing you from using any team-up abilities while away, and teleporting you both back to your original positions after 5 seconds. Effectively, this is just to force an opponent into a 1v1 situation, which is really funny, so they should definitely put that in. Back to the more expected Spidey abilities, Web Grapple acts a lot like Mr. Fantastic's Elongation, where you can shoot a web line to a targeted area or player and zip straight to them, sticking to it if it's a wall, giving temp HP to allies that you hit, and dealing damage to any enemies you hit. Lastly, as a passive, UK can stick and run along walls. You know, like what British people do. Also, UK's ultimate is Dimensional Scramble, which allows you to let off a wild pulse around you to randomly scatter all enemies hit into different areas of the map, damaging them during the charge up. Again, this plays into the whole control aspect of his moveset, as seen with things like his Dimensional Walker. As for his team-ups, one with Magic that lets UK's Dimensional Walker send the two parties to Limbo, dealing chip damage to enemies inside would be cool, and could even be enhanced to give you 2 Limbo Demons that aid you while you're there. UK could also gain a mid-range AoE ability from Penny Parker, which inflicts slow on enemies within the AoE, but it would have a pretty short active time frame. The enhanced state could give your spin kick enhanced range to hit all within your AoE while it's active.
Maybe the spider is a guy like anyone else. You ever think about that?
Another Spider-Man, but now an American one. You know what that means? Guns! No detective work for this noir hero. Save that for the MVC crossover concept. Spider Noir is another DPS hero, and a movement poke-based one at that. Pretty exciting, right guys? Noir uses a basic 6-shot pistol for his main fire, but can utilize a Tommy gun with a secondary fire. This one blasting continuous Prohibition-era fire, but can overheat and force you into a cooldown. Outside of these guns, Noir is pretty similar to base Spider-Man. A web swing that could be nerfed with a short cooldown after landing, a web ball that acts as a one-shot web up with a shorter binding time but pushes back and sticks enemies to walls they get pushed into one, a grappling web that sticks you to a wall letting you shoot from this vantage point.
He said it!
And finally, an enhanced form of spider sense that shows you nearby enemies through walls. Noir's ult is a basic control effect that shoots a massive web blanketing a large area, binding all it hits and giving your Tommy gun unlimited use for a short time. For a team up with an ally also out of time, Noir can gain a tentacle whip from Winter Soldier that knocks enemies back and can be enhanced to add a webbing effect on enemies hit with the tentacle, but increases its cooldown. The last team up is with another black and white buddy, Venom, giving Noir symbiote bullets that can be shot out, dealing extra chip damage over time, or changed up to rapidly fire the entire cylinder at once. The enhanced form of this lets the symbiote bullets leave trap spots on surfaces it hits for a short time that stuns enemies who walk over it briefly. The last spider dude is finally a support spider, Spider-Ham, who uses his Toon Force gimmicks to heal allies and survive ambushes. The main fire for Spider-Ham is a quick web ball shot that can inflict a speed debuff to enemies if 3 consecutive shots land in quick succession. Ham's ult fire is his main healing ability, a comedic pie toss with 3 charges. The pie heals allies and blinds enemies briefly. Before the suspected spider adjacent abilities, Ham does have a fun move of his own, a hammer slam that flattens enemies hit and sends Ham flying upwards, flattened enemies having a speed debuff and lack all their abilities. After this, web grapple into a bounce if you hit another player, spider double jump, because spiders do that, and spider nonsense. Wait, what? This is just Adam's self-revive, but goofy as the kids say. Spider-Ham randomly enters one of these 3 states upon KO. Flattened, which has the same effect as the hammer slam effect on enemies. Burnt, causing your movement inputs to be reversed. And Angel, which functions the same as Adam's. If you can last 10 seconds to this state, you'll be revived with half your base HP. Yeah, nonsense really is the word to describe it best. Ham's wacky ultimate is a classic brawling cloud that roams around for its duration, throwing web balls and pies all around, with enemies that wander inside the cloud taking massive damage. Ham can ham it up.
Boo! You stink!
With Rocket, which replaces your web ball's speed debuff with healing to allies. The enhanced state also replacing your double jump with a jetpack and slow fall. Lastly, to focus on full comedy, Deadpool gives Ham a larger pie that can explode on contact, leaving a large healing AoE for a short time in its wake. The enhanced state also adding a taunt effect when enemies are hit with the explosive pie.
What a magnificent pair of bananas. Oh, great heavens!
How many mutants till we can just rename the game to X-Men Rivals? Beast would make for an excellent mix of Overwatch bait for me. His abilities make him a great candidate for a tanky support character with decent movement to boot. For my fellow Overwatch unks out there, I'm envisioning Winton mixed with Brigitte. Mostly Winton's weaker damage output and leaping, with Brigitte's blocking and healing abilities. Beast mainly fights with his legally distinct static amplifier, which spews out electricity that latches to nearby enemies and applies a speed debuff to them while attached. The altfire for this being a charged barrier that locks onto an ally and gives them a small bubble, which heals them while you target them. Beast can truly earn his title using his enhanced strength and animalistic body to leap large distances, with a chargeable super jump and the ability to climb on walls. The other abilities focus on Hank's many tools and inventions, starting with a bio bubble that Beast plants down and covers a large area for a decent time. This bubble being fully indestructible while it's up and healing all allies inside over time. Beast's biochemical expertise has produced a mutation enhancement dart that can hit an ally to give them a quick shot of healing and a damage boost for a short time. For his ultimate, Beast can call aid from the Blackbird, which drops an aid pack from above. This aid pack deploys a bio bubble that heals faster than normal and spits out armor packs while active. As a team up with Ultron, Beast can create a duplicate of his drones, this one being able to fly out and stop in place to form a large barrier with a decent health pool. This can be enhanced to also deal weak static damage to enemies that walk through the barrier. The other team up has Beast creating a ray gun that mimics one of his oldest friend's abilities, Cyclops' Ricochet Force. This version deals increased damage to enemies with active debuffs and can be enhanced further to gain the ability to charge up the blast, increasing the shot's ricochet range.
Does cranking your hog mean masturbating or revving your motorcycle? Because either way I do both, I rule.
Sorry CCP, but the people demand Ghost Rider, and Double G always delivers.
Hey Rivals, here.
Ghost Rider would be an amazingly unique addition to the Rivals cast of characters, even if the Chinese government will never allow it. He could be a highly mobile tank that doesn't have to sacrifice his survivability for it, like others trade off. Starting off, I want to give Johnny Blaze his Hellfire shotgun, since I don't think any tanks have a shotgun-like ability, despite how handy it would be for their role. Functionally, imagine it like the Doom Super Shotgun, just for the vibes. Before explaining his abilities, I want to set up his passive Hellfire and how it works, which Hellfire refers to both his Hellfire charges that most of his abilities use, which he has 4 of, as well as the Hellfire status effect that he can inflict on enemies, which cause them to take a short amount of chip damage, which can't be healed immediately and takes time to fully wear off. These charges restore faster when you get KOs with your shotgun. Blaze's first of 4 abilities is a simple chain grab, which is a mid-range grab that uses 1 Hellfire charge to pull in the grappled enemy to you and inflict them with Hellfire. Ghost Rider's iconic Penance Stare is a standard ability that uses 1 Hellfire charge to target an enemy in your line of sight and deal 10% of their max HP as damage, plus 2% more for their current combined KO and assist total. I meant for this to be a balanced form of adapting the Penance Stare, with the unique flavor of using their KOs and assist total as a representation for their sins. Yeah, game design is kinda my passion. The other iconic ability to add here would be Ghost Rider's ability to ride. So you can summon a whole ass Hell Bike in the middle of a match. The Hell Bike slowly drains your Hellfire charges as a form of fuel while you ride. The bike moving pretty quickly on its own, but instantly despawning when you run out of charges. While riding your Hell Bike, your shotgun is replaced by a chain whip that swings all around you in a reasonably large radius. Lastly, Ghost Rider's ultimate is Penance Wave, which acts a lot more like McCree's ult from Overwatch if you're another Overwatch unk like me. This move slowly targets all enemies in your sight and deals damage to them all when you activate it. The damage is equal to the enemy team's current KO count as a percentage of the enemy's max HP and inflicts them with Hellfire. This makes it an ability that's much stronger towards the end of the match, and if you're on the receiving end of it, makes your Spider-Man going 0-10 actually useful for once in his miserable life. Team-ups here include one with Hela and one with Doctor Strange. Hela gives Ghost Rider Rider's High, because I really wanted to call an ability Rider's High. This giving Johnny the ability to drop a Nestrand Crow behind while riding the Hell Bike, which can be enhanced to have the Crow home on nearby enemies. Doctor Strange gives the Rider an ability like his Maelstrom that uses all of your current Hellfire charges to explode out and deal damage equal to the amount of charges used. With Strange present, this is enhanced to restore 1 charge after use. Ant-Man and the Wasp are 2 of the last main Avengers that still aren't in the game yet. Wasp we'll save for later, so here's Hank Pym Ant-Man, with full wife-slapping action. This representation of the character is going to focus on a mix of his personas he's taken over the years, best shown with his main weapon, the Stinger pistol he uses as Yellow Jacket, which acts as a basic laser pistol that can also stun enemies if 3 consecutive shots hit a single target quickly. An ant-based ability could be to call forth a swarm of ants to hover around a selected area for a short time, damaging all enemies that pass through it. Ant-Man can also throw a disc to cause a stage object it hits to shrink, effectively just destroying it instantly. I mostly added this in because there aren't any abilities that take advantage of the destructible environments as far as I can remember. Now for Ant-Man's main gameplay gimmick is the ability to enter a giant-sized or ant-sized state for a short time. In both states, you lose access to your normal abilities and replace your pistol with a punch combo, but you gain form-specific stat increases depending on your selection. Giant size gives you a speed debuff, but a massive damage and health buff, as well as the ability Giant Stomp, which lets you sit down with the enemy over a cup of coffee and talk out your differences in a peaceful manner. So your giant feet slam the ground violently and sends out large shockwaves that knock enemies back. Giant size will obviously need some restrictions on where you can activate it since he's too big. Ant-sized shrinks you down, giving you a massive speed buff, a respectable damage buff, and a chargeable super jump. Also, while shrunk down, you gain the ability to call down a flying ant to ride around on for a decent time, dropping you when it retreats. This form would also require some kind of visual effect to hide the stage imperfections that you wouldn't see unless you were tiny and ant size. Ant-Man's ultimate ability could be to summon a massive ant mountain in a chosen area, which continuously spews out 2 types of ants to attack enemies for the duration. Bullet ants are the bulkiest and deal the most damage, but move slowly, while fire ants move quickly and inflict burn damage over time, but their initial attack is very weak. From here, Hank Pym can team up with his most hated creation, Ultron, to gain a second laser pistol, the Encephalo Gun. This pistol works the same as Ultron's primary fire with a cooldown if it overheats, and can be enhanced to have the beam's damage increase over time the longer you hold it on a single enemy. His other teammate is with a fellow Avenger, Hawkeye, giving Ant-Man a Fire Ant Dart Gun that deals burn damage the same as the Fire Ants from his ultimate, with the enhanced effect of giving the darts the ability to headshot for massive damage. Hawkeye and Ant-Man also have an additional effect where Ant-Man can ride on Hawkeye's next shot arrow if both agree to the team up. How hard is it to adapt this guy? He's just Spider-Man. If he became Green Lantern, this isn't Rocket. Oh, well, I guess it kind of is, actually. Nova would make a cool flying tank with blinding movement and laser blast. His main fire being a gravimetric pulse, which can be charged up to increase the size and damage of the energy bolt. A rapid-fire version of your low-intensity pulse can also be your ult fire. Rich can also use his trademark flying speed to zip around as the Human Rocket, which targets an ally or enemy and instantly dashes to them, with a shockwave effect on any surface he hits, also giving the targeted ally some temporary shields. A move that can also combo out of this would be Nova Burst, which just causes a mid-ranged explosion around you, and also knocks back enemies. An ability to help you gather info on where to attack from could be your connection with the World Mind, which for a short time will show you the positioning of enemies and their current HP count on a mini-map on the side of your screen. Lastly, Nova's ultimate is a large pulse that pulls enemies closer to you and ends with a massive explosion all around you. In this game, Nova would make a fairly simple tank with great space-making options and decent ranged options. The first team-up could be with Spider-Man, giving Nova the ability to shoot a web ball empowered with the Nova Force, causing the webbed-up enemy to explode and they get thrown a good distance, which can be further enhanced to have the Nova web ball home in on targets with active spider tracers on them. The second team-up with Star-Lord focuses more on movement, with Nova gaining the ability to dash in any direction extremely quickly, negating any damage you would take during the dash. The enhanced form of this causes your gravimetric pulse to charge faster for a short time after dashing. Silver Surfer could be anything. But I'm a support main, so I say support it is. Surfer's main fire is a quick bolt of cosmic energy, a simple damaging energy shot. His main healing comes from his alt fire, which is a continuous beam of cosmic energies that heals but is limited by an overheat gauge that cools down faster when you get KOs with your cosmic bolts. Your first ability as the Surfer is a temporary state of super speed, similar to Adam Warlock's flight state. A defensive ability would be the power to hold out your board and extend it into a barrier that absorbs damage and converts into a healing AoE, with the size of the area increasing the more damage the board takes. The last normal ability is a cosmic empowering boost to one of your allies, giving them a damage, movement, and HP buff, as well as self-healing by imbuing them with your board for a short time. This ability also grounds you for the duration, and locks you out of your Special Surfer and Board Defender abilities, and your ultimate. This ultimate being a massive forward blast of cosmic rays that gives all allies in range a damage buff for a short time and instantly heals them to max HP. Silver Surfer's first team up is with the equally pensive Adam Warlock, giving the Surfer the ability to form a soul bond among allies that are close together, but excludes himself. The enhanced state of this, giving you a damage boost equal to the amount of allies currently under your soul bond. His other team-up is with Invisible Woman, which allows the Surfer to fuse his cosmic powers into a large orb he can shoot out, piercing through allies and enemies, healing allies and giving them temporary shields, as well as burning and knocking back enemies. The enhanced state gives you a small barrier while using your cosmic orb.